Hello, my people. Happy Thursday. How y'all doing? Lady Rose here. To all my new subscribers, welcome. And my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you. How you doing, my people? Yeah, I'm a little bit sad this morning, you know. I was just traveling around the social media. Just traveling on the streets of social media. So I went and found this sister. His sister got like a really mad. One of our African-American sisters. Apparently some Nigerians said something to her that upset her. And I don't know. Guys, this is one of the hardest videos to sit down and do. It's very hard on me. I'm pro-black. I'm pro my race. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter if you're from under the water. Guys, we came from the same ancestors. All the blacks on this planet here, our ancestors came from the same place. Guys, we have the same DNA. Why sit down there and fight with your brother? Why sit down there and fight with your sister? Call you sister names. Having those funny names to call you sister. Those funny names to call you brother. We all have the same trauma, brothers and sisters. There is no one that is better than the other. Can we hold each other's hands? Can we stop fighting with each other? Can we stop hating on each other? It doesn't look good on us. You know, when you see a Jewish doctor, look at them in the same cabinet. You're going to see all those doctors in the same office are all Jews. When you see the Italian descents in New York running all the construction businesses, do you see those people fight? They all work together. They build big businesses together. Why can't we do the same? You don't see those people discriminate against the Italians who are coming from Italy. You don't see the ones in New York saying that they're better. And you don't see the ones coming from Italy saying they are better than the ones who grew up and born in America. If we all gonna understand that, we're not better than each other. We are sisters. We are brothers. We can't sit down and fight. We see siblings fighting, but not because of some nonsense. We saw Harry and William fighting. It's because of William's racist towards Harry's wife. But we're sitting down there hating each other because we are calling each other some funny names. You, please change your mind. When you see an African-American person, my African sister, call her sister. Because guess what? She is your sister. Because we were born in different continents, that shouldn't divide us. We know the history. We know where we came from. For God's sake. We know how our Black American ancestors were transported from our villages, from our land, our cities. Are we going to sit down there and honor the memory of our ancestors who were violated by these people, who are out here also keeping us divided? let's not fall into this. Without doing too much talking, let me put this video, this voice here, so y'all could listen to the sister. I believe her name is Tonya. I do not know what is Tanya's last name, but I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna check around to see if I could give her some credit around here. It's so sad. So I couldn't really find the sister's last name, but it says Tonya TKO. So I believe this sister has a channel on YouTube, so let's go there and check on her. Yes, so let's listen.
Recently I've been talking a lot about race relations on my channel, and some of the comments that I get are from Nigerians in Nigeria who talk about how if they were in America, all of the wonderful and amazing things that they would be able to do if they were in America. If I were in America, I would be rich, I would be famous, I would be this, I would be that, because you Black Americans are this, you're that, you love thug culture. I just got a comment the other day, and I commented back to the person about their colonial mindset. Hello, everybody. I am doing this live, but I am doing this just to get this idea out so that I could jump back into the video that I'm editing, because, listen, it's another day, another Karen. So I'm constantly having to battle Caucasians on one hand, and then now I have to battle Africans on the other. And you all know, listen, I love my Nigerian people. I am genetically Nigerian and Ghanaian. I just spent dirty December and just won't go home January in Ghana and Nigeria. And there's a pervasive thought that I continue to see over and over and over again. And that idea is that somehow there's something defunct and wrong with African Americans just because our trauma is different than your trauma. And as I was editing this video, I realized, listen, the only reason why your Black ass would be able to come over to America and be able to do anything is because of the hard work, the blood, the sweat, the fighting, and the dedication of African Americans who on this soil changed this land. African Americans are the ones who got this country integrated. Let me explain something to you. White people in this country did not give us anything. We have had to take. And this is why you see what is going on in the news and the media right now. We took in the 1960s what it is that we had. We took their lynchings, their terrorizing, their burning down of our neighborhoods, and we continue to rebuild and revisit and retwist and re-rise up what it is that we have done in this country. And the only reason why anybody can bring their Black ass over here from another mother effing country is because what Black Americans have done on this land. And I'm saying this as a person who is bicultural, whose father is not American, doggone it. My father is an immigrant, and he was able to come over to this country and do something in this country because of the Black people who fought, who died, who bled, who were lynched on this land. So don't sit your Black ass over there in some other goddamn country talking about what you would do in America. The only reason why your Black ass could even get the F over here is because of what we have done. Doggone it. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. The reason why people are able to get onto the radios in America is because what Black Americans have done. The culture.
So did y'all hear what the sister said? Genetically, she's Nigerian. And she's Ghanaian. And just imagine, what are we fighting for? Why are we fighting? Why are we saying what we're saying to hurt each other? Slavery was in America. And the racism came afterwards. In 1960s, remember I told you all guys in my video, I believe it was probably on Monday. What happened to our people? What happened to our people around this America? In 1960s, that's when our parents were born, most of our parents. Those people did not really have freedom. They were not as free. Even after all those years after the slavery. And in Africa, it wasn't easy either. You know, most of African countries also got their independence in 60s. She says, yeah, we have different traumas, but I tell you, trauma is trauma. It doesn't matter how small it is or big it is. It's just how it affects you. So we are all traumatized by the people who colonized us and the people who sold us. So why keep fighting with each other, people? Same DNA, same genetics. Why are we keep doing this to each other? That's one last thing that we should be sitting down here even talk about. We're talking about how the racists are treating us. And what we're doing to each other, what is it called? A black person discriminating against another black one? Black on black racism? It doesn't even look good on us. Can we just make peace and be together? And love each other and sit down there and don't judge? And respect everybody's culture? Let's listen to the sister.
America, because what Black Americans have done, the culture that we have created with nothing. Nothing. We have been given nothing. Everything that we have in this country, we have because we have taken. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. So don't sit your black ass over there in your country where you're not doing what you need to do with your government. If anything, you should feel inspired by African Americans, inspired to pick up your picket sign and take your ass off your seat and go out there in the streets and protest in your damn land. Listen to what it is that I'm saying, because I was over there in Nigeria. I walked the streets of Lagos, Abuja, and where was it that I was? It was not Owerri. I was in, I'll just say Igbo land. I walked the streets and I saw what it was and I saw what it was like. And I talked to Nigerians, and part of the issue is that there is a docility that exists inside of the average Nigerian that I spoke to. Had a complacency and a docility that exists in there when it comes to their government. And then, right, the nerve of anyone to suggest that because of the type of trauma that you experience in your country, the type of brainwashing that you exist in your country is different than the type of trauma and brainwashing that we have existed in this country, that somehow that makes you better? No. Part of the reason that Nigeria looks the way that it is right now is because Europeans ran roughshod over that country. Europeans ran roughshod over Nigeria. Took down your symbols and put up their own, implanted you with their religion, have you worshiping white skin. And then after they sucked and siphoned from the country enough, then they started implanting the leaders that they wanted who would fulfill their white supremacist agenda. And so now you have government officials who don't give a good goddamn about the average Nigerian. Because they take their money and they put their money abroad and they leave you there without lights 24 hours a goddamn day. Meanwhile, they got lights. I've been to Banana Island. I see what rich Nigerians live like.
Yeah, this comes up to what was that course at school? I don't even remember what it was. But I remember one of the professors of mine saying, no one is really cultural. What do they say? Cultural informed, cultural intelligent, or cultural something. I don't remember what it is. Culture competency. That's what it used to be called. Yeah, guys, you know what we can do? We can just respect each other. And respect each other's culture. Because we can't sit down there and start criticizing our people. They have their culture. We have ours. And none of them is better than the other. You know, everyone was born into their culture. And that's what they value. That's what is good for them. That's what they are. Like our brothers and sisters in America here created, they came up with their culture. And you can't tell me there is any culture around the world that's better than African American culture. So can we just stop that? And learn that cultural competency. All of us together, including myself. You know? This is just a shame. We shouldn't even sit down here and talk about this thing here. If we could just respect each other. And just love each other. That my sister here, Deanna, says love wins. And definitely love does win. And for God's sake, we are the same people. Why are we fighting? We want to make the person who did all this, who traumatized our ancestors, happy? Of course they want to see us fight. Because they do not want us to sit down there and blame them for what they really did to us. They gaslight us all the time. They say we play victim card. Like we're really not victims. Let's stop making them happy. From today, when an African American sees a black sister, say hi, sister. You see a black African brother, say hi, brother. Vice versa. We are same blood, people. Why are we fighting? We are not Prince Harry and they bully him. We didn't do anything to each other to start fighting. Prince Harry is fighting with his brother for a reason. So tell me, why are we fighting with each other? Let's stop that. Don't even share this video with your children because this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be doing this, people. We should be together, strong. We should embrace our people, welcome our people, love each other. Come on, people. We can only build strong black communities with love. Being non-judgmental. And nobody better than another. Same DNA, dude. Same. Let's continue.
Live life. Speaking of which, if I were to come to Nigeria with my American mindset, I would be rich in Nigeria. Because I'm not from Nigeria and I don't have the same type of indoctrination that Nigerians have. So when you start trying to say that you will come over to America and do all this, that, and bravo, because you've been trained in a different way. If I went to listen, I was in Nigeria 3 weeks before I made it over to Banana Island. And when I spoke to one of my Nigerian friends, I didn't realize how difficult of a thing that is for the average Nigerian. So don't sit there and start talking about how you would do so much different. If anything, this is the time right now that we need to come together. Instead of being in your colonial programming and mindset, instead of that, release those shackles. Release those shackles and realize that what African Americans are doing and have done in this country is remarkable. It is revolutionary. We have changed this world, goddammit, because if it wasn't for African Americans, black people would still be in the goddamn zoo. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. Listen, we are all African. My ancestors were kidnapped Nigerians and kidnapped Ghanaians. We are all African. All of us. So don't be jealous because our ancestors were stolen and yours were left back there. Did you want to go through this here? Did you want to? Did you want to go? Listen, by the time slavery on this soil ended, there were 600,000 rape babies on this land. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. 600,000. That doesn't even count the amount of children that were fed to alligators. It doesn't count the amount of children from backbreaking work who were never born. 600,000 more. You want to know how many rapes have to exist for 600,000 of those to result in a pregnancy? And then under those hard conditions for it to result in the birth of a baby. You want to know how many rapes had to take place? Listen, don't be jealous because of what it is that we have done. I have a blue passport because my family was born on this God-forsaken land. And I am going to get everything that is due by my birthright of this nation, me. But I'm not going to discount the experience of another person who is more mentally enslaved than I am. I speak about this all the time. And you all know, listen, I love my Nigerian people. I do. Like I said, I'm genetically Nigerian. You look at my father, you see an Igbo man. However, my father was not born and raised.
Yeah. So heartbreaking what the sister spoke about. Had we not have that bad mind sitting down there saying stuff to hurt our people. And why use social media to do that to your people? Why? Let's continue because I'm just speechless. I do not have like a lot of stuff to say. Because if we're going to keep letting this one happen, you know, the media is dividing us. The media is really not, the media is double-edged sword. Do not play with social media. You will say some little tiny thing on this social media, but the way it's going to catch up to you, you won't like it. People, let's learn from this one here. Let's stop saying stuff that's going to hurt us, hurting our entire race. That's going to create hate amongst us. That's not what black people do. We have love. We did not come from the people who hold grudges and are hating on each other for no reason. That's not our DNA, black people. You've seen everything that these people have done to us, but we're still getting married to them. We're still hanging around them. And in return, we never done anything to these people. But they just hate us. Why should we copy that behavior? Hate is not black. Hate is different color. Let's go.
See an Igbo man. However, my father was not born and raised on this funky land. He was not born and raised in the mental slavery, the drudgeons thereof that have enslaved mentally the people who are on this land, some of them. Because many of them have risen to be able to get us the level of human rights that we have now. And still, every 20 to 30 hours, a black person is murdered by the police in this country. And then you see we got effing vigilantes out there killing black people too. Karens harassing us when we just try to live. We got your bubbas and your rednecks hunting us down when we try to jog and exercise. We got hooded men who came by, poured gasoline on the things that we have built and burnt them to the ground. And we got more hooded men who put on badges every day, gavels in their hand, scalpels in their fingers, and steering wheels in their palms. We have policymakers in this country whose forefathers wore hoods and them who still have the hooded heart. And when I say hooded, I'm talking about the Klan, baby. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. So no, don't sit over there in some foreign land talking about what it is that you would do in America, because if you were born on this land entrenched in the funk and the foulness that exists on this land, you would be just as mentally enslaved, just as mentally entrained as the people who are here. So don't think that because your trauma is different than ours, that there's something better about your trauma. Because if anything, just the mere fact that you even dream, that you salivate of going to another land, shows and tells that there's something going on yours that needs to be fixed. So rather than going off and talking about all of the things that you would do in America, please do them in Nigeria. Fix your government. Rise up. Do whatever it is that you need to do on your land. It's time that we came together, and it's like there's so many people out there who are puppets and arbiters for white supremacy, puppeting racist ideals and racist ideas that they've been taught by the supremacist regime. And part of the issue is, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get out. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to jump off the video.
Yeah, it's hard to hear, but well, all this could have been avoided. And right now that it came out, we need to learn from that. Not to start that nonsense. Why make these people happy? You know, they're so happy when they hear stuff like this happening amongst us. It's so sad. But there are lots of truth that the sister's saying here. Lots of it. And you know, sometimes the good way to deal with trauma is to talk about it. But it shouldn't be like because someone started some nonsense with their sister and make them angry to address some issues that we need to address calmly. Sit together and think about it. How we can overcome all those situations. Let's listen what the sister has to say last, because it's oh, all right.
In America, our racism is overt. They try to dog whistle it every once in a while, but it's overt. You can see from the numbers, you can see from the way Black people are treated. It's overt here. Where colonialism existed, it's insidious and it's silent. You don't really know that it's there, but you know, it's like you feel like the frog in the water, where the heat is turning up slowly. You don't know what it is, but you're feeling uncomfortable. So that it's so much easier for you to sit on the internet and talk about what you would do in America, fantasizing about the rights and the privileges that have been gained off the backs of the same people that you disrespect, rather than getting up off your ass and doing that in your own land. Listen, if anything, I prefer the racism of the United States to the racism that exists in the UK, to the colonial mindset that exists in many African countries and in Caribbean islands. I prefer it because these people, they don't mince words. They tell you how they feel. They show you how they feel with their policy. Meanwhile, in other countries, it's silent and deadly because you're sitting there. Listen, we talked about this when I was in Nigeria. Monthly salary. What was the monthly salary when we talked? $150 per month? 150 US per month in Nigeria. I think the salary was $30 a week. I was at a hotel where I was spending $160 a day. There was half a month's pay for the man who took my money. Half a month's pay. This is not stuff that I am theorizing about. This is stuff that I have seen. So it's like, yes, people think that we complain and that we moan and bemoan. People think that we are dissatisfied and we're always complaining and we're harping and this, that, and the other. That's because there's inequality. That's because there is an infringing on human rights. That's because there's a disparity that exists in this land. And so we speak up about it and we let our voices be heard. Does it get annoying for people to have to hear you complain over and over again? I'm sure it does get annoying, but it gets stuff done. People over here talking about the riots. Oh, people are paying attention though, right? Because how many people will sit silently as people march peacefully, but start damaging some stuff, and then now all of a sudden ears perk up. It's on the main news. It's broadcasted worldwide. So yes, listen. Instead of sitting there salivating about what's going on and the opportunities that were created in other countries, listen, go do your damn research. It wasn't but 55 years ago that we integrated. Black people and white people could not be in the same spaces. They had funky, wretched, unclean bathrooms for us. Hot-ass, dirty-ass, lead-filled water for us. Meanwhile, refrigerated water for the white people. Clean bathrooms for the white people. Police to serve the white people. I mean, you still see how they're calling the police on us because they know, oh yeah, if I call the police on your black ass, they're going to believe me and not you. So if left up to the devices of the average white supremacists in this country, there wouldn't be nothing for you to come over here for. There wouldn't be nothing for you to come over here to get or to gain because your black ass would be segregated someplace with the police ready to bash in your goddamn African head at any chance that they get. Because ain't nothing, the only thing worse than an American nigga is a foreign nigga. Listen, I'm gonna get off of here. I want to hear your comments below.
All right, guys.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, drop your opinions down here. So the sister sounded very smart, and she knew what she was talking about. So yeah, some people might think about her delivery, but guess what? When I'm mad, that's exactly how I talk to. So maybe that's some black thing. I don't know. But yeah, she did guess her point. She got her point across. So yeah, you know what I might say, most Africans I spoke to when I was younger, I used to ask lots of questions. Lots of Africans do not know much about what happened, about the civil rights movement and all this. They know about slavery, just general, but they do not know about all other details that happened to people in America. And so I believe some Americans also do not know what happened to our people in Africa. So trauma is real. Let's pray for each other. Let's love each other like my sister here, Cookies and Creams. Thanks for your subscription to my channel membership. I do appreciate you. Yeah, she always says, let's pray. Let's pray for Harry and Meghan. And but I'm going to tell you, let's pray for Harry and Meghan, and let's pray for each other. Let's pray for our race. Let's love each other. We're not down here to divide, to seek division amongst us. We've had enough trauma. So now it's time to heal. Let's stand together and heal. Okay? All right, my people. So please subscribe to Isabella Banks. You know, Isabella Banks said in our video on a Monday, apparently some people didn't, what do you say? They unsubscribed from her channel. Guys, that's not necessary. We are all here to fight for Harry and Meghan. You know, we can have different opinions. You know, if there's anything wrong, let's forgive each other and be together and fight this fight. Okay? We're one big family. All right? Yeah, I'm just so exhausted for some reason. I do not like any division. I do not like to see my people fighting. I do not like to make my people angry. That's not what I stand for. I stand for unity. Okay? I love y'all. Talk to y'all guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.